What if the blockchain information is getting bigger and bigger? Unfortunately, blockchain size does matter. Here's why. Wondering how big the blockchain is? In this article, we will discuss everything related to the size of the blockchain, its limitations, and potential future problems. Blockchain is known for changing the world we live in. I know what you're thinking. How? Right, because it changes the way we categorize methods, maintain files, and analyze the security of the network the software uses. It offers unmatched security, immutability, and visibility that no other technology has been able to offer until now. However, there is one major problem: blockchain block size. Let us now discuss how blockchain works to better understand the issue. Any blockchain network has a complete absence of centralized control. Peers participate in the decentralization of the network. The ledger is duplicated by each peer, where all transactions are stored. This means that each node's ledger will be automatically updated if new transactions are made. The innovative approach allows companies to build decentralized networks that can solve problems that could not be solved before. Blockchain size and its challenges. The network's complexity is what gives blockchain its beauty. The greater the number of participants involved in a transaction, the more widely applicable the blockchain will be. But blockchain is not without its challenges. The blockchain block size was initially smaller because fewer peers were connecting the network at the time. For example, in 2012, the size of the Bitcoin blockchain was 614 megabytes. However, the capacity of the Bitcoin blockchain has now massively expanded to 250,000 megabytes. This represents roughly 250 gigabytes of data carried by each peer or node. This brings up the issue of the size of the Bitcoin blockchain. The same problem applies to other blockchain networks. The size of the Ethereum blockchain has already exceeded 1 terabyte. Blockchain size and its limitations. The size of the Bitcoin blockchain ledger has increased from 150 gigabytes to 250 gigabytes over the last 2 years. That is about 50 gigabytes yearly. The size of the blockchain ledger might potentially surpass 1 terabyte by 2030. To function, a node does not always really have to download the entire blockchain. Some users participate in the blockchain network to execute transactions rather than validate them. Full nodes are certain types of nodes. For users who want to take part in the ongoing transactions validation, complete nodes are needed. The 250 gigabytes of blockchain data, which includes the block headers and transactions, must be downloaded in totality. The current limit on the size of the Bitcoin blockchain is 1 megabyte. Although part of the available space within this limitation is unusable. As a result, you will have to work within the limitations of Bitcoin blockchain size limit. Compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum's blockchain ledger size issue was more serious. Investor in Bitcoin Alastair Milne expressed concern over how the size of the Ethereum ledger is expanding in comparison to Bitcoin. Ethereum is increasing at a rate that is 3 times that of Bitcoin, according to him. But, as Ethereum also provides methods for dealing with a ledger, that may not entirely be the case. Pruning is a concept it provides that enables nodes to operate without having to download the entire blockchain. Blockchain size does matter. The size of a blockchain ledger does matter. The use of blockchain, which is still a relatively young technology, will increase over the coming years. As a first-generation blockchain system, Bitcoin is not without issues. It has issues with size and scalability. Scalability also becomes a challenge as the blockchain's size continues to grow. It is one of the major problems with Bitcoin. They performed a SegWit2x hard fork to temporarily fix the issue, which improved the block size at the granular level and addressed the scalability and performance problems related to Bitcoin. By January 2023, it is predicted that the ledger size would have grown to 6.5 terabytes. To take part in the network, you will need to purchase harder disk space. Yet, Moore's law predicts that the cost of hard disk storage will go down over time, making storage more affordable. The biggest issue appears when the rate at which storage costs decrease exceeds the expansion in blockchain size. It will be challenging for a person to contribute their talents or ideas to the network. Contributors must invest a big amount of money to set up their nodes, which might not be profitable. Difficulties of the rapid increase in block size. The world in which we live depends heavily on transactions. There are billions of non-cash payments made every day. Transaction volume is increasing linearly. On the other hand, the use of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, NEO, and others has changed the way transactions are conducted through non-traditional channels. Currently, Bitcoin does not need to process many transactions compared to Visa and other payment methods. Assuming all transactions in the world use Bitcoin, each block could cost up to 2.4 terabytes. Needless to say, blockchain can create a block every 10 minutes. This means that every 10 minutes, 2.4 terabytes of data are added to the size of the blockchain. 350 gigabytes added daily and 127 terabytes annually. This also means that there are no ledger limits. The issue limit creates new challenges. These figures ring a major alarm. The rapid increase in block size will also make it more difficult for workers to solve a block, which will slow down transactions. On the other hand, in the foreseeable future, affordable hardware is our only hope. Transaction validation will be much simpler as processor power and storage capacity continue to expand dramatically. Conclusion. Since this article has covered major aspects of the blockchain's size, its limitations, and potential future problems, what do you think? Will the blockchain size issue ultimately impact startups that are developing their apps using Ethereum and Bitcoin? Startups shouldn't be concerned with the size of the blockchain at the moment because the development of the two blockchain systems over time will decide this. As previously discussed in this article, pruning is already a feature of the Ethereum blockchain, which results in less blockchain data than is required by a full node. Pruning is not currently supported by Bitcoin, though. Pruning Bitcoin will result in the loss of full node status. For me, the size of the blockchain is not the most important problem that needs to be resolved. Scalability and transaction speed are, in fact, the two major challenges at the moment.